the Elise and the Caitlyn that they brought out, and actually play for this heavy engage style. So I think you've got to be very careful with how you go about things here. Already though, some focus in the bot lane with Nico taken away and that Varus gone as well.
Yeah, the Varus does make sense. I feel like
Jace as well was absolutely insane last week.
Yeah, oh, don't forget. I mean, largest jungle lead at the end of the game in LEC history. Like, that's insane. Yike did it on the Jace, but I think Yike did it himself as well. Yike just had an insane day. Let's see if he has another one. Gnar is also gone, so a bit of scaling taken away from the mix. KC now have option for first pick. Dagda, we've seen Azir in this situation more times than not.
Yeah, I think it kind of comes down to preference, because we've also seen teams willing to take the Taliyah and then respond with the Pantheon. So then you get Taliyah Pantheon as well, but you've always got that option as GIANTX to go for Pantheon and Azir and take away that opportunity. So instead, just going to go for the Azir, which means probably see a Pantheon and Taliyah here, or you could go for the Rise as well as the response. And you do have the Jarvan open if Yike wants to go towards it though, so no, yeah.
And you're right in the pairing as well. I love that you mentioned the Jarvan here. That is a possibility because it enables more roads to lead bot for a GIANTX bot side focused draft.
Usually you don't want to pick Jarvan into Azir though.
That is true.
Because Azir has the pushback, which kind of nullifies a lot of them. And also he's got that ability to escape away from the Cataclysm. So that's why we tend to see the Pantheon more. And already we talked about, like, Pantheon likes to have these combos where he can set up and have follow-up, and Taliyah works perfectly with the flip. But Taliyah doesn't like the Jarvan as much. Yes, she does have the Unraveled Earth to help out somewhat, but still that knockup can be devastating for Taliyah if especially the Emperor's Divide has already been used ahead of us.
So we've also got a bit of engage added in with the Jarvan Sion combo on KC's side. Big front to back already building. For GIANTX, the Pantheon combo you already nicely mentioned, Dagda. Let's just see if it's a top lane match and then we leave bot completely unawares with a lot of bans.
The Mbessa could be taken here though as a response into the Sion, does well, and then you've got that ability to try and bypass that front line, especially with things like the Pantheon already there, decent follow for Taliyah, but just going to go for the Gnar instead.
Canna. Canna is a great Gnar. And you're running, I mean, again, for Lot, he's got a lot of speaking to do, but even though he's got the matchup, I'm curious to how he's going to go into Canna itself. It's a risky matchup at top, just in terms of players, Dagda, you know what I'm saying? But I will redirect the conversation to focus on the bot lane. That is the story of the day. Let's start banning 80 characters. Let's get something interesting.
Okay.
Okay, that's the boring thing out of the way. Even though Busio's great on it, that's one of the boring things out of the way.
I'm wondering what they're trying to set up for Noah though. Because, I mean, an Alistair ban, maybe they're moving towards something like a Sivir, but you don't really want to play the Sivir into the Jarvan. Like, you kind of want something that's self-reliant. Ezreal, maybe a Xayah can somewhat work, but still ends up caught in the Cataclysm. So yeah, I'm not 100% certain what the game plan is, honestly, for Noah on that bottom side.
I'm going through champions that have been played.
Maybe. Actually, yeah.
I mean, do you think Kais is an angle here? Do you think it's worth, or do you think it's too hard to navigate the fights?
Like, I don't think you're fully playing dive on GIANTX. And I think you're kind of like trying to find someone with the Pantheon, which you can then use the pick back on, like play for some flanks. But yeah, so they take away the Kai'Sa. Caitlyn gone. I'd imagine a Corki ban. And maybe you force the Ezreal. Or because I was going to say Ezreal isn't very good at trying to get through this front line when you've got the Sion there. At least with the Corki, you kind of get some shreds and that kind of stuff, and that'll be the answer.
But for KC, Aphelios is still up with an enchant for Busio, and we've really highlighted the fact that Busio, his best performance has been on these engages. However, we've seen Karma, we've seen Bard, and I know Bard's a bit of a mix, but we've seen the Lulu come out of this American support. For KC, let's see, and looking to add a bit of range instead, a bit of scaling. What's really going to be the final lock in here? There's still a lot available for Caliste.
I don't mind the Sivir. Jhin, like, we kind of seen Jhin more into Caitlyn's and Varus's, but can still at least play from range.
And there's no true tank on the other side as well.
Right? Yeah. At least kind of match some of the aggression that we see from Corki in that bottom side and match the push. But what... Maybe I was going to say he's an enchanter there, but it's Busio's Bard. Look at that smile.
He's smirking. He knows. He's like, hang on a minute, you didn't ban my Bard? Wait a hot second. Because this is normally the go-to when you're versing Busio. Maybe GIANTX just don't care. They think we've got something else that can snap the engage.
Yeah, I kind of want... I was thinking they could match Enchanter with Enchanter here if you really wanted to. Like, we've seen Nami with Corki a lot of the times, but not actually going to be the case. They're just instead going to go for the Rakan. So kind of that follow-up or setup for the team. So I think for GIANTX, they just want to play for these kind of pick plays with the Pantheon and the Taliyah and the Gnar, like strong side lanes that they can try and play through, with the Corki having the ability to just play on mid, especially if you ever have the Pantheon go in. Rakan can follow up so well with the Pantheon on those ultimate plays.
You're right.
For KC, I mean, front to back, bog standard, look for team fights, play for dragons. There's nothing too crazy, but it's going to be a slow and steady kind of play for KC in the hopes that they can play through the strong bot lane and try and look for dragons around there.
Well, I've been critical of Jackie's split, and I want to see how he gets the ball rolling, especially at 6, how they can really draw that attention and get GIANTX on the board very fast. Dagda, if KC get to scale, they'll get to play their front to back. They'll get to move into first seed comfortably and lock that in. Remember, it's all about choosing lower seed in your side of the bracket that you want. You get so much options when we get into our playoff format. First and second seed will be on opposite sides of the bracket, but having first seed not only sends a message to the rest of the league that you're the best team, but also gives you your pick of choice again in that side of the bracket. KC have that option here. GIANTX won't lock in first, but they'll get pretty close to who's our best team of LEC. I think we're getting an answer in this best of 1.
And obviously KC, a lot of people expected to be in that conversation of top teams in the league. But nobody was expecting GIANTX to be up there. We always heard about the Scrim Gods, but never got to see the stage shenanigans really set up for them.
It's crazy the position they're in, isn't it? Because like Isma, that Sion game, sorry, that Malphite game has been a massive meme over the season. They've had some stinkers, but again, GIANTX, it just keeps coming back to the fact that like this bot lane carry is huge, and the rest of the team's really cementing them well. GIANTX have a really strong identity here. We're going to see if it can get running in the early part of this game. Now, 2 people have just said different things. That's why the internet is fun. GX could upset here. No, bro. That's a different team. Classic game. As long as the name's going to be in, it's always going to be a joke.
I do think like both sides have kind of what they'd like to, which is, you know, strong mid jungle, the ability to play around bot side of GIANTX, and the really that's kind of the focus that you want from GIANTX, is trying to then set up for, hey, if Noah's able to win out of mid, we can easily play through sides, shift Jhin with Isma, and try and make these plays. But when I look at KC, again, it's kind of like, this has been the go-to, which is we play for dragons, we have strong bot lanes and strong individual lanes that we can look to play through, and kind of just goes on tank duty and kind of scales into a position where he's fine. And already, KC doing a great job of winning out on this bottom side. And once you kind of hold on to this strength, I think KC should be okay to just keep this pressure and play for the dragons, and it's on GX to try and disrupt this bottom lane.
Well, we'll see what they can do. It's really up to Isma, as usual we expect with the Pantheon. Last game, very innovative gank at level 3. Isma's hit level 3, but he's going to do a full clear this game instead. Maybe just move his way down, see if he can punish the push from Caliste and Busio. But Dagda, you know what? I mean, again, level 2 was hit first. Bard versus Rakan. But you know, a lot of the support is just always dictating of the bot lane matchup, it feels like. As levels come through, Cosmic Bindings does return though, and once again, here we go. On to Jhin. Caliste and Busio are bullies.
And that's all you really want to do. Use the range advantage, continue to heal up, and just make this matchup uncomfortable. And I think that's why I was kind of saying I think I'd rather something like the Nami here for the Corki. Because then you can actually use the bully potential from the Corki. But in the position you're in, Busio and Caliste able to push very effectively, keep you underneath your tower, and just kind of chip away and make things a little bit more difficult for the Corki. Which is not where Corki wants to be. He wants to be the one that's oftentimes dictating the pace of the lane.
Surprised Jackies didn't shove on the TP there. I'm assuming that he was worried maybe if Yike was in the vicinity, turned into a bait, just wouldn't have anything available. Regardless. Now top side here for Isma, picking up Scuttle Crab in the vicinity. Seems they can punish anything through that mid lane. And Dagda, we did talk about a little bit about how GX want to get this ball rolling a little bit. So I feel like right now, it's neutral, we're only 3 minutes in.
Oh, Jarvan, Yike EQ'd over the wall to dodge the ward that they knew was down. KC going to look for a play in the bottom side, avoiding the vision from GIANTX.
But first of all, Lot is looking for a solo kill. Boomerang blade down. Canna, one auto away, but he heals up. And as you said, the innovative path, even better in this bottom lane, because Yike is behind enemy lines. Jhin and Noah have to get the hell out of dodge while Caliste is just setting it up. And Noah, he might flash over the wall, but Yike will follow. First blood, and Dagda, what a great call.
Great gank line from Yike, knowing that that ward was there. Ends up using the flag and drag over the wall to avoid it, and then sets up. But nice job, as you called, for a lot on the top side. Easily bullying out the Sion, and maybe setting up for a kill, because Canna's still here.
I had faith in Canna to be fine in the matchup, but Lot is giving it to him right now. As you said, Isma hovering around, ward goes down. Is this going to be a dive? Canna's still very, very low as Jhin takes a turret shot. Busio's just going to follow him for the time being. With Electrocute out, Living Quill should make him okay, but Cosmic Binding, hang on, Portal Combat, Jhin is about to die! Good freaking Bard! Welcome to EU, Busio, he's busting again!
And you get the flash from Jhin! He was hoping that he'd actually manage to get the Battle Dance away, but Busio just kills him outright! What the hell?
He's shaking the ass once again, man. Busio just solo killed Jhin.
Yeah, someone put that bicep picture of him up on the screen. Because, yeah, Jhin goes under the tower, tries to stop the recall, is a little bit too late, and then takes this tower shot. But I like how long Busio delays the Q, waits until Jhin commits either to walking next to the wall or ends up between the minions. But Jhin, you don't get the shit off the Battle Dance.
That was heinous.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. Well, Busio has a gold lead. And, yeah, I don't know. Things going well for KC, to say the least. We look towards mid, shuffle back into Yike's waiting arms. No Cataclysm, but is it needed? Maybe it would have been. Jackie's just walks it out. Doesn't even flash, by the way. So well played here from Jackie's to get away.
Will be the Dragon, though, for KC off the back. But as you say, I think nice confidence from Jackie's, realizing he wouldn't have to use the flash. But it's what KC wanted, like, kill or not. This is what we're talking about, the Dragon stacking, playing through strong lanes. KC already off to a very good position in this game.
Hang on, I just got to add another stat.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hang on. I can't do dots on this thing. 1.
Wait, I got you here. Hang on.
Big.
And then, pop.
That's what he got. Solo kills 1. Jhin, I think 0. I actually haven't asked the stats team. I went a bit rogue on this one.
I'm confident to say that it is just one solo kill, yeah.
It's very rare.
I'm confident to say that Busio has the most solo kills of any support.
Oh,
I'm gonna put
big
it
call.
Out there, you know?
Big call. I will say, KC, I mean, they've been very proactive in the early part of this game, and we talk about KC being able to chill in this game, Dagda. Like, it's up to GIANTX to really bring the pace. Jackie's now unlocked. He now has that ulti available. So we want to see, I mean, when he does level it up, of course, we want to see how do they get proactive on the map. Grubs is up in a minute. Casey got the first dragon, so that's off the board.
So I think it's trying to wait for Caliste and Busio to hit level 6. Should hit it off this next wave, or at least the first few creeps on the next wave, which then you can start to shift Busio around the map. There's the level 6 hit. I think you can already see the resets starting to come through. This is where they want to shift Busio into positions, especially if they can try and make plays around mid. But Jackie's holding onto that flash, pretty crucial, because you can see Yahoo's ultimate is about to come back off cooldown.
Yeah.
And ideally, flash should be gone and you can make the follow-up play, but not quite available right now, because Jackie's held onto that.
But the problem is, if Jackie gets chunked out again, like Yahoo's been doing throughout all the lane, I do fear for the impact around these grubs. 20 seconds. Now, Yike is pathing down towards bot, so there's no real rush on this objective. I believe deep wards are being placed, and right in the Phaelites there for Jackie's. He's going to get river control for now on this upcoming objective.
It's interesting, because Busio showed on mid-wave, and I don't know if he's kind of just trying to bait or pretend that they've moved up towards Void Grubs, and that's why he's trying to play for, but there's actually a nice ward here to spot out if Jarvan would end up walking in towards that Void Grubs.
Yep.
And again, I think it's just because GIANTX want to try and make a cross map. If KC go for the Void Grubs early.
Yeah.
But Yike now is sitting around this mid lane.
Ward in that brush though, so Yike's going to have to commit the flash. Cataclysm now up and available, and Isma's also shadowing the lane. Flag going to be used, I believe just out of vision, but pings Yeah, did he skirt vision there,
Yeah, he just wants to skirt around vision.
Okay.
And now because that ward, they were like, oh wait, Yike hasn't gone towards the void grubs.
Yeah.
So now we're going to move in. We have the quicker reset and the TP coming through and push on top. So now GIANTX able to get position on this void grub. So nice play from GIANTX, but you can see how KC were trying to defend against the potential bot play, which opened up for GIANTX now to take this top side objective.
Canna and no ulti as well. Flag and drag onto Jackies. There's a Cataclysm there. Wait for the shot back. kyeahoo flashes, but it's matched. Jackies gets out of harm's way. Tempered Fate as well. Jackies smooth the ulti out. Oh man, Michael Jackson would be proud. He's a smooth criminal.
And that's why you don't level the ultimate. You keep it to the last second, because once that damage happens, you cannot use that ultimate anymore. But now,
is the bot play for GIANTX. Onto Caliste as well. At half HP, it's not really enough just yet, but trying to pull the triggers, GIANTX get their head in the game.
Lovely stuff in the mid lane from Jackies, and now Noah and Jhin getting some pressure on towards this bottom side. So GIANTX, John, they're not just pushovers.
How did he
we get to see it. So, well, this is it. So, ends up getting away and flashing away from kyeahoo. Then Yike is like, okay, I'm going to have the ultimate here, which is fine. But now he levels the ultimate. And the reason you hold on to it is because you're able to then use it immediately because you haven't taken any damage technically when you level the ultimate. Really nice stuff from Jackies.
Insane.
And it keeps him safe.
Clean mechanics, really nice micro there as well, Dagda. So, GX might not have the gold lead, but they've definitely got a bit of progression here in this game. Interrupt on Decimating Smash. LEC continuously having Canna's number. And a quick side note, there is a CS lead up in this top lane as well, about 20 for now. So,
because the plate's going as well, like it's just opening up a really nice lead.
It really is. Smash. Oh, got him. Hang on. The problem with Sion, you get hit by one, and that's what happens. Now, Canna almost has ulti. It might get worse. Busio's using Magical Journey to get here. Onto Jackie's Electrocute there. Cosmic Binding does some damage, but the jump in now comes in from Isma, looking for the stun onto Busio. He went a bit too far forward. Threat volley, though, doesn't connect, and Jackie's looking for the flick. Gets Yike's flash. GIANTX make it a 3v3, and they get a little bit more.
GIANTX are playing well around this mid lane and trying to keep KC at bay. Jackie's with the fancy footwork, but even here, GIANTX just protecting him and denying KC from really getting the value they want. Because this is where KC, if you look back at their past games, have been finding success in moving Busio with Yike, finding skirmishes, finding plays.
1v1. Noah hits Phosphorus Bomb, hits a couple of orders as well, or rather ultis. Big one used on the wave. He's going to get curtain called. 3 shots. The fourth, no. Barrier used by Noah, but the fourth does not connect.
Barrier instead of flashing. Noah almost kept his cool, but definitely had to wipe the sweat from his eye at the end of that one. As GIANTX going to set up for Dragon, but I don't think they can. Yeah, with Noah now that low, they end up having to give it up. So KC, I think there is a window where they can push in boss and maybe look for a bit.
Both on vision they know. GIANTX know that there is a roaming support jungle coming in. Yike will just have to back away as well as GIANTX responding kind. Bot wave is denied a little bit here. I think Noah's going to pick up the last two, but all in all, Dagda, it's a pretty even game state when we talk about this battle for first. Dragon is up, KC are moving back into the area, but GIANTX are keeping Isma and Jhin here. And I am seeing a weave as well, back up for Jack as well for zone control, so it does feel like this Dragon is highly contested. I was going to say that, but KC like, yeah, whatever, we're going top.
I don't think anyone really feels comfortable enough to take it at the moment.
That's why.
So you got push in bot lane, which is in favor of GIANTX. The push in mid is in favor of KC. And people are kind of on these weird reset timers as well. So I think everyone just kind of needs to take a breath. We'll wait it out until maybe a play in mid. But I think it'll be looking at Isma's ultimate to come back up and see then if GIANTX can force a play. Before that, KC still have chances to try and find some plays around mid, especially with the flash still down for Jackies. I just don't know if they have the time to do that right now, though.
We'll see when top laners get involved, because there is a teleport available for Canna for an advantage, so maybe KC try and utilize that as... Okay, we're just Mega Gnaring again. There we go, into the wall. LEC takes a couple of turret shots, but Canna gets the minions. The only one with the gold lead right now is LEC. Outside of Noah, who just picked it up, I think, with an increased wave and able to move up and get the plating, but really, LEC is the one who's maintaining a big lead over his lane opponent.
Yeah, and it's very hard in this matchup. Sion just does not have a fun time. You could even see Canna use the ultimate there to try and get a decent trade, but not able to find the return ult and turn it around. Now, though, Wave's in a much better position for KC as they pushed in boss, and immediately they start to move over towards the Dragon. Isma going to try and face check.
Cosmic Binding doesn't connect. Damage might be too much here. Isma looking for the steal, but he's a bit late. Weaver's all going to be used. Busio on the right side of it. Isma gets stuck in the wall, and he's actually just easy meat. He puts the shield up, and he's dead before the rest of GX come in. But now over the wall with the curtain call lined up. Onto Jhin, maybe a free kill, but it's waited for Noah. Jhin gets out over the wall, but will he survive? Almost dies to Busio again, but Jhin does live. Casey got the dragon, however, and they're now looking for the chasers. Yike onto Jhin. Maybe doesn't see him just yet. The Q comes out. Jun's going to heal up. The engage there. Finds the knock-up. Jackie's looking for the flick, but Yike is just out of range.
Cosmic binding from Busio through the blue buff. Shuts down Jackie's on the follow-up and will let Yike escape. But again, great skirmish from KC. Patience was the name of the game in this one. Both from Yike and from Caliste, because Yike immediately could have escaped. But they're like, hang on, they're following. So Yike holds the EQ. It gets onto Isma. They finish off the kill. And Busio with the ultimate here onto Noah means that they're actually able to deal with this very effectively. Yahoo's getting a ton of damage. Jackies can't really get into position. Fourth shot, patient from Caliste as well to finish off one more. And KC again, these skirmishes are so good for them in the early game.
100% kill participation from Busio. He got his bard, and once again, it feels like highlighting the support is the right call out of this cast. 15 minutes in, 2K gold lead, 2 dragons. Herald's now up. It is up to GIANTX to try and contest this one. Their ultis are coming back up. I'm looking at Jackie's here, Dagda. I'm also looking at item thresholds with double Trinity Force now picked up. I do feel like there is a bit of strength in GIANTX, but they just need that pick. They need that setup from mid-jungle that we talked about in draft.
And they haven't been able to find it because of the way KC have been playing. It's been heavy aggression around mid. Focus Jackies, try and burn summoner spells, try and burn ults.
Tempered Fate. There's the shove, but onto Busio. There's no follow-up damage. Here's the Pantheon ulti. Busio might be caught out. He was in river by himself, and the ulti from Isma shuts him down.
Busio a little bit too early. The Yike wasn't in position, and the ultimate from Isma is perfect to turn the play around, but now Noah on mid.
The reverse play, the deadly flourish. Canna, or rather Caliste, excuse me, has got the damage. Yike! Okay, the wave's going to be altered instead. Herald pulled off of, but Casey just blew 2 ultis.
I still don't know if GIANTX can really do much, because you've got Yahoo's in that top side as well, and Busio's back out of the map. A mistake from Noah denies GIANTX that opportunity to take the Rift Herald after what was a good pick onto Busio.
As Isma collects a wave, KC, as you said, ends up being a 1-for-1 with their smart pick on mid to really recover the Busio death. But reset here, Busio's now alive. His Tempered Fate not there, but reset obviously going to be quick. You see GIANTX, all 4 members outside of Jackie's are leaving the base right now, so timing was perfect from KC, and they get the Herald.
Yeah, small mistakes coming back to bite GIANTX there, because again, they're doing some nice plays, and I think Isma has been doing a good job of matching a lot of this aggression from KC. It's just overextension when it comes towards 1 or 2 of these skirmishes. Noah getting caught there. And oftentimes it's happening when they don't have a moment to try and look for anything else around the map, or they've given up that opportunity to try and make the play. But Busio now in behind, but thanks to a TP.
Good journey, great angle as you said. He flashes one! Busio landed that Cosmic Binding. Tempered Fate, he's setting up to line it again. Onto Jackie's, who hits towards the turret. Busio just did a 360 no-scope.
I mean, that was really nice. Manages to sneak in behind and gets the pick onto Jackie's, burns the flash, has to burn his own. But yeah, the bird mechanics on display here.
The kill doesn't go down, but that was sick. That was gnarly. Yeah, who's going to get full access to the turret, though? I mean, that play does have merit. It has gold inherently that goes to the Azir, so even though there's no kill, plus 500 now in total here for Yahoo, who almost has his 2nd item. In fact, more than that, his first turret just went down, plus this wave. Which
is crazy, because Laure's been putting in, I mean, overtime on that top lane turret to try and take it down, but hasn't been able to get it. So KC, controlling this bot side, really nice plays coming through from Busio again in this game, and just dictating everything happening on the map right now.
Yike's just staying in his top camp, so a lot is doing a bit of proxy. He's about to run out of Mega Gnar, though. Flag and Drag is here. Gnar is available. He's looking for 2, but he only found 1. It's Yike. He gets hit in the wall. Lot gets over the wall. He'll be mini. He'll be able to hop out. He's absolutely fine. But again, just stopping that pressure in top you talked about, turret will stay standing. I'm
trying to work through my head on like how GIANTX can look for plays, and I mean, Dragon is up. You know that there's just a reset coming through, so at least they should be able to quickly take this Dragon, although TP coming in. They have to take it quick and try and get out. Jackies can wall off.
And it's Tempered Fate, 4K for the Dragon for now. As you said, the wall's going to be there. Stops the Herald. Beautiful from Jackies. GIANTX get a reprieve on mid turret as KC group up. The Dragon goes down. Jhin looks for an engage, but they've got their cake. Are they really going to eat it as well? As Locke goes into Gnar, he wants a massive engage here, but KC still look for the siege through mid, still look for the push. As kyeahoo, in the meantime, is just pushing top by himself.
Nice timing from GIANTX, though. Jarvan showed on top side. Jhin, don't need to overextend, because Jarvan showed on top side. So GIANTX knew that he couldn't be in position to contest the Dragon. They quickly take Dragon. Jackie's with a good wall to prevent the Rift Herald charge. And now Jackie's is on top side. I mean, kyeahoo gets 2 plates, but honestly, at the end of the world, at least he survives. And Jhin is here to make sure that happens.
Yike threatening the dive. Jhin needs to be there. And as you're right, Busio just following behind. So top doesn't go down. kyeahoo gets a little bit of solo gold, but top doesn't go down crucially as Lot's just dealing with Carter. This is going to continue to be annoying here for the Sion, but that's just the way it is.
So if you're GIANTX, what you're hoping for is this game to kind of slow down a little bit.
Yep.
Because if you actually end up in the standard mid-game lanes of a 1-3-1, this is where you want to try and set up so that then you can shift with Isma to play 4 side lanes.
Yep.
Like, try and make a pick onto kyeahoo. Even just trying to, not so much kill Canna, but push him out of the lane, means that you could take the bot lane turret here. And this is where, for GIANTX, I think they need to start making their focus. So it's on Busio and Yike to start trying to set up vision, or at least keep their side laners safe. Because as you can look at, like, GIANTX, if they can play right like this, Jackie's going to get a tower. That bot lane tower is very close to falling as well. And this is where GIANTX are starting to even up the gold lead in the game.
It's very hard to react to GIANTX's, side lane plays as well, right? Like, a lot of snap engage. We've got Taliyah, we've got Pantheon. You play with the Rakan as well. Very easy to set up and find that 1 or 2 kills that opens the game. So, as you said, Dagda, very well said. GIANTX are not out of the game yet, but they need to start being proactive, at least as we approach this mid-game now.
And it's also why KC have to be proactive, because if they're the ones that are taking a breath, trying to set up standard, that's when it actually enables GIANTX to play through their comms. But if they're constantly shifting people around the map, it makes it very difficult to actually set up anything for GIANTX, and that's what we're seeing now. KC trying to shift at least 4 people towards this top side to look for the tier 2 or tier 1 in response to the bot lane tier 1 going to be taken as well.
Yeah, because you are just leaving Jackie's to his own self with this turret, so they do need something. Committing more members to do so, maybe sets up for deeper vision as well. Yike is getting pretty nifty in the red side jungle, as kyeahoo will eventually find this. He's going to deny some minions. Jackie's will get caught by Canna here to respond to the wave. It does feel like KC now want to turn that into a response in the mid lane, as Noah pretty safe here with Valkyrie up and available. There's no way you're getting on this Corki.
There's a TP available for lots, so there is a window where GIANTX could try and make some sort of play. But I think it was more off of, like, you could have pushed in bot side, immediately ganked mid, but Busio should be fine here.
Good flourish. More concerned about the damage on Jhin. Yeah, you're right, Busio just gets out of there. And it is a slow-tempered game, but a minute 55 to a Dragon. Baron sits there. KC, I mean, the thing is, they're not being over-egregious, Dagda. Like, both teams are kind of, I don't know, not being silly. And it is nice to see, because these are our top 2 teams right now. KC lock in first. In fact, if they find a win, this is the play you want to see out of the best team in the LEC.
KC grouping on mid. They want to try and force the issue. This is what we're talking about. Mid lane tower going to go down as Lot starts to teeter towards that tier 2. KC going to back up.
Smart.
They'll get one, the TP, but can GIANTX look for the play on the TP out?
Well, Isma's going to start it off. Yike, though, misses and whiffs. Deadly Flourish recovers the play. Decimating smash with Curtain Call. Lining down GIANTX. Cataclysm in as well. Tempered Fate gets Canna into a golden stature as Lot tries to come in with Gnar on the side, but the Curtain Call zoned off the whole of GIANTX. Gnar versus them all. It would be great, but Lot has no target. He had to flash and supersede his position while KC turned into a Baron start.
Isma tried to force the play. He saw the TP going top and knew there would be a numbers advantage as Lot was able to come over from top lane, but he was a bit too early. The TPs are coming through. GIANTX want to take the fight after.
No smite, they need to delay Baron, but they can't even do that. Here comes the TP and GIANTX are like, okay, let's bring it. But 5 versus 4, Lots in Gnar. Baron goes down and KC cement their lead.
And a 30-second window until this Mountain Dragon. The TP's back out onto the map. KC want to try and look for a 3rd Dragon off the back of that Baron take. Ultimates are down. for KC though, and you still got basically everything for GIANTX. This is still a little risky for KC.
I am a bit worried right now, Dagda, that Canna, even though he's a bit behind, is still armored up and slightly unkillable. We'll have to see how much uptime GIANTX get.
Lots gone mini Gnar though. Busio's ultimate backup.
Yes.
Yike is 6 seconds away. KC stepping forward.
Canna's just walking into them. The damage not enough to inflict a blow. Cosmic Binding again, decimating smash. No support for GIANTX. Caliste sends the feathers into the ground, and Dragon number 3 now available for KC without contest.
Jackie's wall is the mausoleum of Jhin in that one, as he's the only one to fall. As KC, I mean, I like the call from Isma. Like, hey, the TP has gone top. We can try and look for a fight, but Jhin was looking for the reset. They're completely separated.
Look
and
at live. 4-shot, boom. And now Lot is dead too. KC keep finding picks, and this game is getting out of hand.
KC putting the foot down here, making sure that GIANTX are not comfortable at any point in this. They have been playing exceptionally well. I mean, 1 or 2 missteps here and there, but that's kind of it. And this is why people are now looking at KC as the best team in the league.
Yep.
They have been the most consistent. Their on average performance has been the highest, and if they win this game, they will be taking that first place in the regular season. And it's a well-earned placement.
Deadly Flourish avoided by Jhin. Mid turret's getting pushed as well. Top is next. Linces is trying to, Isma's trying to set up a play. I'm used to his Pantheon. He's trying to set up a play on Canna. Teleport as well. This will be 3 coming in. Isma gets in the way. He flashes that. That's Jackie who teleported in. The shove there. Maybe Canna not tanky enough versus AP damage. He's surviving for a long time though. And this is an opening play for GIANTX. They get a shutdown onto Jackie's. The only question is, does KC make it cost anything?
I think they'll be able to push in mid and shift over towards this bottom side. Lot is going to answer, but Caliste should just be able to solo take this turret. So at least it eases off the pressure that's on GIANTX a little bit. And that's all you're really trying to do here as GIANTX, is buy some time that maybe you can get some items to look for this next fight. But you're also going up against an Azir that's working towards his 4th item. Caliste is in an incredibly strong spot as well, because he should have Laure Dominic's Regard completed before this next dragon. So these fights just become so much more difficult for GIANTX, because the point when your champions are strong is starting to fall off.
You're damn right about that. And I'm seeing a Jhin with 4 items against a comp that doesn't have a hard tank, that has a bruiser or a top lane. Caliste is getting to 1-shot territory. I think a lot of fans are going to be excited to watch this Jhin 4-shot someone at half HP. Now, KC, they've got that much control in this game, with the Baron that's now expired, but with a gold lead that is to be admired. They're going to walk in, get some deep vision, and GIANTX just kind of have to let them for the time being. It's all about defending these waves that get past that top side of the jungle, that get past that line, because everything else is KC's map right now.
GIANTX are just trying to find ways to empower their one strong point in the map, which is lost, which is why Canna is now legging him down as the rest of KC are taking a trip to the bottom lane.
He's so deep, Dagda. I mean, kyeahoo's coming in. 4 members of KC, tries to get over the wall. Easy kill here, sent to the skies. No objective up, but just more gold for KC.
It's a minute that Lot is now off the map. Should give KC the time to get these waves in position to make it uncomfortable when this next Dragon and Baron are up and available.
He didn't even count the 4 there. That was like 3 or 2. Oh, TP. Okay. KC going in blind. Okay. The TP. It's seen. kyeahoo. He's going to get a 3-man ult. It shuffles out into bait, but Jackie's took it. Hook, line, and sinker. Tempered fate to save the mid laners. kyeahoo was all a bit of a ruse. That 4th shot goes wide, but Jackie's dies for it. How the hell did kyeahoo survive?
There is no world where it should have been GIANTX mid laner that dies in that play.
kyeahoo's a little piece.
Ambitious at best. He doesn't even have his Zhonya's. The man was just like, screw it, I'm going.
Oh my god. Yeah, replay is right.
My god. Like, this is so over the... Like, kyeahoo with the flash, just barely gets away. Noah's caught the Valkyrie animation to can't get an auto. kyeahoo gets the magic shield as well, which just barely keeps him alive. And then Busio with some nice blocks. But I cannot believe it's Jackie's who dies in the back of that play.
I don't think anyone can. Busio was just in the... I mean, Busio saving Private Ryan, saving Private Yahoo in that play.
Yeah, it's just the shield that came off of the upgraded Merc threads, the chain something.
Chain lashes, boots, laces, or whatever. Yeah, one of them.
It was what kept him alive there, because the flick back should have been enough from Jackie's.
7k now, by the way. So, Yahoo made that play, wasn't punished, still hasn't died. You can't call this guy a KDA player when he makes plays like that, you know? Like almost suicidal plays, and the fact he gets away with it. Also, we come back to live, top turret goes down. KC feel like they're moments away from cementing themselves as the best team for LEC Versus, and it hasn't even been close.
I really hope we get the noises that Yahoo made in that play after this game on some stage.
No. They're coming though, you're right, they are coming. Well, I think KC just needs one more play. It might be around the Soul, might be around Baron, and this one's a goner. GIANTX are going to start off the Baron. This is the Hail Mary to try and recover this game.
The KC are already here. GIANTX have been spotted. And the pop shots are coming lost. Okay, fancy footwork to try and buy space. But they got to back away, and I mean, KC, they burned the curtain call, but they're immediately going to turn over towards the Dragon.
A lot is in Mega though, and that's going to expire. There's no back out play from GIANTX that they can find on the turnabout that Baron. So small win, but again, Soul's here. And GIANTX was spotted on Baron. They're all top. Soul for free.
And GIANTX know their backs are against the wall in this one. They're just trying anything to draw KC out, draw them into positions where GIANTX already have vision set up. And they're going to try and do it again, it looks like. But KC aren't biting right now. But with the push on top side, GIANTX could just try for a repeat.
I am so concerned about Canna taking damage with 3 items and double Mountain Soul.
Yike is on Noah in the back, though. Noah, I think, just spotted him there.
I'll be concerned about Yike as well. GA up. KC had the inside track to mid. GIANTX as this force stack. I mean, you could see they were trying to find a flank angle. But because of it, they've just opened up mid. Caliste damage, even as a Jhin on this turret, is unreal. There goes the inhibitor turret. And GIANTX's potential to flank has just been thrown by the wayside. Lot is a Gnar about to run out for his flank as well. Seen by Yike, who goes for the dive. Chilling smite there. A bit of help from Jhin needed. Yike just running into these two. And it's getting worse and worse.
Canna just took a full combo from Jackie's, and it didn't even break his shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have that much MR.
He has a little bit from, you know, a tiny bit.
Okay. Well, the Sion was the one losing lane, really. And now here's how it is. I mean, Lot's had a good individual lane this game, but unfortunately, GIANTX haven't been able to piece it together. Remember again, I mean, they've still got tomorrow. While this game would cement that KC are the best, GIANTX still up there. They've got the sister team tomorrow. So KC Blue would be a nice way to finish. Be able to get revenge against the organization with the way this is going. As Yike picks an angle on the right, KC run up mid. There's no dragon up or anything. It's just Yike wants to end the game. Onto Isma, who also has a GA. The rest of the fight going mid as well. Yahoo gets the shot back only onto support. And he assassinates himself. A shutdown is okay. 4 on Canna. Maybe he can die, and yes, the answer is that he flashes away. Noah's so close to getting the kill, but no, out of range. Meanwhile, KC are just playing with the food. It hasn't even been the cleanest fight, but they're so far ahead that they're styling on GIANTX with ease as Busio does it again, flushes the seismic shove, enables a double for Caliste, and even Yike gives over 3 to the Jhin. We can't count 4 for Caliste, but he'll see the ace and he'll deliver as KC cement themselves as the best team.
First place for Karmine Corp, a place they're all too familiar with from last split. But now they'll have to see if they can reckon with the rest of the LEC Versus as they take the top spot going into playoffs.
And isn't it right that Caliste gets his 500th LEC kill on the stage? Karmine Corp are your best. And with this new roster, who knows where the limit is?